Hi, it is Kelly here, and I wanted to talk to you this week about looking for the good, right? Looking for the good not only in ourselves, but in others, and really in the world. What's interesting is we all have these perceptions, right? Like we all see the world based on our life's experiences, right? And so, based on those experiences, sometimes what we're seeing or think we're seeing may not even be the truth, right? So, truth with a capital T. So when I think of the truth, I think of the way that God sees things, right? So God sees things like they were when we were back in heaven, right? Like God sees that love is all that is. And our reality is peace and joy and love and enlightenment and oneness with each other, right? So that's the truth, right? So sometimes what we're seeing through our perception is not really in alignment with the knowledge of God. So it's kind of up to us to figure out if sometimes what we're fighting for is even really the truth, right? I would much rather align with the truth that love is all that's real and that we are one and that our peace and our joy and our love and our enlightenment and our happiness is really what matters here. So it's interesting because a lot of times we have the tendency to look at what's going on out in the world and to worry about it. But the problem is worrying is kind of like praying for what it is that we don't want to happen, because our thoughts are what is actually manifesting our reality, right? So if I go into the day thinking that this is going to be one of the best days I have ever had, then guess what? At the end of the day, when I look back at my day, it's probably been like one of the best days I've ever had. And if I wake up in the morning and I'm tired and I'm grumpy and I'm a crabby cakes and I'm like, oh my God, this is like the worst day ever. And then at night when I'm getting ready to go to bed and I look back and reflect over the day I have, guess what? It probably was one of the worst days ever. And it had nothing to do with what was going on outside of me, but it had everything to do with who I was being in the world based on what I was thinking. So that's why being really, really cognizant of what we're thinking and to focus on what it is that we want in the world is so important. And to me, this is kind of the way that we can begin the healing from the political divide that we have experienced in this country over the last, few months of the campaigning and the new presidential election and all that. Because to heal from that political divide, we really need to focus on what it is that we want and to come together and make that happen. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle your perceptions sit on, because our political affiliations truly are nothing more than a perception, right? Because when we hold our political perceptions up to the litmus test of heaven, right? Well, first of all, Is there even any such things as politics in heaven? Um, nope. Right? So the fact that we get so up in arms about our politics, which is really baseless, right? But what isn't baseless is focusing on all the things that we want that really are in alignment. We all want there to be peace. We all want there to be joy. We all want for there to be love and enlightenment and oneness with each other. We want to feel like we're lifting each other up to the highest possibility instead of feeling like we're trying to crush and mutilate each other all the time. And the only way we're going to do that is by coming together, recognizing that deep within our hearts and souls, we all really want the same things. I know for me, more than anything, I want there to be heaven on earth. And that starts with peace within each of us. And for me, the best way for me to help people connect to their inner peace and experience that peace and be able to start seeing the world through the eyes of their spirit and be living a more peaceful, joyful, loving life is by teaching, you know. So I would like to invite you to experience a spiritual awakenings class with us. The classes are going to start being available on Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, starting the first Wednesday in February. And I would love for you to be there with us. So please consider jumping on board with the class. If you would like to be part of the class, you can click on the Schedule Now button at the top of the menu bar, and when you go into the Schedule Now, you'd be able to go into the classes area and just pick the next spiritual awakenings class and join us. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity to come together with a bunch of like-minded people who just want to have there be more peace and joy and love and light in the world, and who want to be experiencing our lives as if it is heaven on earth. So, so I hope that you've enjoyed my message for today. Hopefully it got something stirring within you. And I'd love for you to share below in the comments and let me know if you are going to be able to join us for the Spiritual Awakenings class on Wednesday. You can just type in "I'm in," and that would be amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon, and I hope that you're having a great week. So I'll see you next Wednesday.